As I begin this journey, I wonder what's to come. And like all good journeys, how it might change me. Out the window, the morning sun hits the city of London, and I can't help but marvel at the journey that piece of land has taken. How much it has changed over the years. Not unlike me. Welcome to Southampton, England. I just got off the plane, and in less than 24 hours, I'm going to board the world's newest megaship, the Norwegian Cruise Line Aqua, for its maiden transatlantic voyage from Southampton to Boston. And you're coming with me. I'm Kyle, your host, and this is Cruise the Blue. I think first up, since I've been flying for about 30 hours, we need to go find a coffee shop with some... I'm a sucker for chocolate-filled croissants. I don't know if that's big around here, but some sort of pastry with something unhealthy in the middle. So that's going to be priority one. Apparently, we're just situated right outside of what they call the Old Town. So, I don't know, let's start walking. So, right now we're gonna head to the Maritime Museum here in Southampton. And full disclosure, you know, when I told friends and family I was gonna be taking a maiden transatlantic voyage, of course I got some gentle teasing about, I don't know, perhaps some ill-fated similar journeys. If you've heard of any, leave a comment. Which is funny. Haha. I'm not ignorant to history, I swear. But I had forgotten that Southampton was where it left from. So as the time for me to travel got closer, you know, I started researching some things, and I realized, oh yeah, that's right. It left from here. Not only did it leave from here, the vast majority of the crew was from here. So the Maritime Museum here, I believe it's the Seagate Museum, has quite a exhibit all dedicated to Southampton and the Titanic. And so we're going to go take a look at that right now, because what an interesting part of history that I need to educate myself on a little bit more. And I've heard good things. So we're going to go check it out. All right. This is it, I believe. The Sea City Museum. All right. Let's check this out. Pretty cool building too, huh? Oh, I'm so bummed I don't have any British currency. Look at how fun these look. I don't know what's happening here. Okay. All right. Is this the thing that makes you into a child? Like, didn't Tom Hanks do this? No, it's far more evil. Why does this terrify me so much? I don't know. Well, they've warned me that there is I forget the British term. There's a field trip of school kids here. So they warned me maybe I wanted to started at the other end of the museum, but little do they know I'm much closer in my mental age and maturity level to the school age kids. So I think we're gonna do that so I can blend in. So apparently this is kind of set up into two sections: before the accident and after the accident. Yeah, here's a deck chair of the White Star. I wonder if they had chair hogs back then too. I bet they did. They want to trust me to sail the Titanic. I mean, I suppose it couldn't go worse. All right, here we go. Ooh. All right. Let's get this.
You have what it takes to steer Titanic.
Well,
Will you ensure safe passage down Southampton water and into the...
What if I just... Oh, no. Oh, man, I'm driving right into this deck. Look at that. I'm right into the dock. Here's what your second class cabin would look like. So, you know, it's probably about the same size as the solo stateroom I'm going to have on the Aqua. And this was just so devastating for Southampton. My God. I mean, like, the whole freaking city worked here. Somebody they were related to did, at least. I mean, that must have just been devastating. This is mocking up the massive inquiry that would have taken place afterwards. I don't know that if they ever brought the iceberg on the stand. I think they maybe should have started there. Oh my goodness, look at this. These are all the people that... So 900 and some people from Southampton worked on the Titanic. It looks like only a few hundred of them survived. My goodness. That's dark. And here I thought that she threw it in the ocean. Oh, that really changes the movie. That I can buy it. Maybe this is maybe actually what she threw in the ocean. She kept the original. Never let go. Why does my weakness have to be miniature ships? It's just like I have some 85-year-old man trapped inside me. But they're so cool. Typically, I only get ones I sail on, though. But that is a nice one for $15, I will say. Sloopin'. Wait. I'm feeling a little Jack and Rose vibe there. Oh, yeah. I wonder if he does the new drawing somewhere in here. Look at this one. Look at that. What, do you put this together? Dang. I personally, have you seen the ones where they break apart in the bathtub? There's like people that do them on YouTube. It's like a whole YouTube short phenomenon. That's personally my favorite. What do we got here? This is the miniature version. My goodness. Well, I just finished up the Sea City Museum here, and lovely people. I mean, everybody's really eager to help you make sure you have a good time here, show you the sights. They're very proud of their heritage here. I think maybe I should have done this after my maiden voyage across the Atlantic. It feels a bit like binge watching air disaster documentaries before you fly. Like maybe I did this in the wrong order. So maybe if you're coming from the west to the east, this is a better exhibit to end on than start on. But very nice museum and very friendly people. I'm going to see, there are some sites related to it that maybe we can hunt down as I work my way back on the high street. But yeah, definitely worth the trip. just maybe at the end of the trip, not before. Just felt a little jinxy. I hope not. I'm really hoping they got the new firmware on the Aqua watertight doors, and I'm hoping they got got some iceberg sensing technology. Please. Oh lordy. All right, let's see what we can find. I'm just walking through this pretty much normal neighborhood, and there is a 14th century merchant house that has survived. I'm sure something like this is just no big deal if you live in Southampton. I see these school kids down here, but how freaking cool would that be to just walk by every day? Look at this scene here. This is just crazy. Look at this. This is what they call the Tudor house. It's 800 years old. 800 years old. Again, as a guy from middle America, where, you know, if I see something a couple hundred years old, that's pretty special, you know, outside of some of the Native American sites that are just being discovered now. But for the most part, this isn't something I'm used to. So I know the locals here, it's like just another day, but for me, this kind of thing's amazing. So we're gonna go tour this 800-year-old Tudor house.
This splendid house you see today wasn't always like this. Things were very different more than 500 years ago. Farewell. I will meet you later.
Well, I guess that's why it's called Tudor style. Well, we're out here. This is the Tudor style garden. Pretty cool. I'm sure this looks just unbelievable in the spring. It's starting to come up here. Oh, look at this. Ooh. Ooh. I feel like I should be here telling ghost stories to children or something here in the garden. Look at this. No garden is complete without the cannon. This must be to keep the rabbits away from the turnips. And you can see that the house has been destroyed and rebuilt throughout the years, the gentleman inside was saying. But the oldest part of the house is almost 800 years old. That's crazy. I think the oldest house in my neighborhood is built in like 1910. St. Denis Priory. Oh, cool. Look at that. I believe this was part of the German bombing campaign in World War II, I believe, is what took this out. Let's see what it would have looked like. That's pretty interesting. 1388. It's a wonder this even survives at all. You know, you'd think this is the kind of thing somebody just paves over at some point, but thankfully, it's still here. Pretty cool. Seriously, if you think the people that live above you in your apartment are loud, imagine this third floor. Like, seriously. I was just talking to a gentleman named Tim, who is one of the guides here at the Tudor house. And he was just explaining to me, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera here. So this church over here looks like they're having a wedding. This is the oldest building in Southampton. And just down the street was the merchant house I was talking about. And then right here is the Tudor house I just toured. but he was explaining how it's just an absolute miracle that this wasn't bombed, because the city was just razed to the ground by the Germans. And it's just an absolute miracle, the buildings that did survive. Now, he pointed me down here. The other claim to fame here, well, one of many, but one of the claims to fame here is this was a main staging area for the D-Day assault. So over 3 million combined forces, Canadian, British, and American, this is where they boarded their transport. So if you're a student of history, or if you haven't checked it out before, you really should look into the ruse that the Allies played on Hitler. Hitler was just transfixed with Patton because he thought Patton was kind of the guy that would be the star of America. And Eisenhower, the Supreme Allied Commander at the time, used that to his advantage. And what they did was they created what is now known as the Ghost Army, because Hitler was convinced that they would be crossing in an area called the Pas-de-Calais. And so they played into that. And the Allies created thousands of inflatable tanks and inflatable airplanes. And they even had records that would play, sounds. And they had Patton go there. They just played right into it. And they made Hitler think that's what was going to happen. And so it was one of the reasons that D-Day was so successful, because Hitler was so sure that they were coming to cross in the Pas-de-Calais, because Patton was there, and they do all these fake pep rallies and everything. I mean, it was really cool. So the Ghost Army, a lot of documentaries on it, but in reality, there was over 3 million GIs from Canada, Britain, French, and Americans that were staged here. So right around here, I think this might be it, is a wall where many of the GIs that before they boarded their craft signed. So let's go see if we can find this, because that sounds amazing. Can you imagine knowing what you're about to do? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try and take Fortress Europe. It's no big deal. Oh yeah, here we go. Check this out. The D-Day Wall, 3.5 million. So look, these are actually from GIs. You're not allowed to desecrate this. This isn't modern graffiti. So you can walk through here, and you can see. Look at this. These are soldiers that etched their names on here before they boarded their craft for, I believe, what is to this day still the biggest amphibious invasion in the history of the world. That's really interesting. Now, equally interesting, if we look over here, I think this is really neat. This is part of an old medieval wall. Look at this. I mean, come on. You ever get sick of this? Look at that. That is so cool. Freaking castles, and we had like a jungle gym in our park that was made of plastic that looked kind of like that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely need to remember that people are driving on the other side of the street here. Takes a second to, especially if you're not driving, takes a second to figure that out. I've also decided that I am not jaywalking, ever. I wait for the little happy green man to walk. Oh, they have some aversion to street signs here. I'm not sure why. All right. I'm going to KFC, everybody. I want to get something traditional, you know? Well, let's guess what this street is, since they don't tell you. Man, I'm telling you what, the seagulls here are like the size of freaking dogs. This looks cool. What is this street? Interesting. Looks like shops. Miss Millie's. All right. Apparently she knows what she's doing. Oh, German doner kebab. My nephew freak out, man. It's his favorite food. Coffee nerd. No. Yeah. No, Cafe Nero. Excuse me. Was Nero a coffee fan? It seemed like he had a lot of other hobbies. Oh yes, it's TK Maxx in Europe. Eye crack. It's either the new designer drug from Apple, or it's a plumbing supply store. That's my guess. Leave a comment below if you have another guess. Funniest comment gets pinned. How freaking cool is this? Huh? Look at this. I can't imagine having something like this in my town. Wow, look at that. Cool. Yeah, you can see the problem you'd have if you're trying to break in here with a whole big crew bottlenecks you. They can pick you off from the sides. That's probably what these areas refer. I keep seeing more and more evidence of just how much devastation was wrought on this area by the German bombings in World War II. This beautiful medieval church, it's called the Church of the Holyrood, from 1320. Just, it didn't make it, which makes it even more crazy. Some of the buildings that we were just in that did make it, but like you can see where the glass would have been. I mean, it's just incredible that, I mean, it's just completely gone. And I was talking to some of the locals, and you know, the history of this area, it's just, it was complete devastation. I don't know, but it seems like no trip would be complete without a visit to the Dark Arts Potion Bar. I better go in there. What do we got here? Potions, puzzles. What? Escape room? Oh, it's not open. Shoot. Well, guess I'll never know. It looks like a nice pub. Red Lion. It looks good. Oh no, pretty nice day here. It's, you know, it's been in the 50s. Honestly, as soon as I put my sunglasses on, the sun goes away. So I just stopped because it was my fault. We need green man. All right. Had a kind of a crazy situation when I was landing in, or attempting to land in Southampton. Apparently we were the only plane to be able to get in this morning. They were all getting redirected about 20 miles away because I've seen fog before. In fact, Amsterdam was pretty foggy when we flew in this morning, but I'm telling you what, the fog in Southampton this morning was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, so the pilot had to do a go around, it's called, when you call off your landing. But typically that happens a little bit earlier. He was maybe 100 meters down. He was very committed. Wheels were down. And all of a sudden he just like pulled the Maverick Top Gun pull-up maneuver. And everybody was like, what? It was like a smaller plane, like a CRJ. I don't know. There's probably like 30 people on there. And then he told us that if they were going to try one more time, and if they couldn't land because of the visibility, they were going to have to redirect because they didn't have enough fuel, which really, I had a lot of questions after that comment, like about the fuel consumption, but also about instrument flying. I mean, that's kind of how you're... Anyway, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, that fog was serious, but it cleared just enough. It cleared probably up to about 300 meters, the ceiling got up to, just for a little while. We were able to get down on like a nice two-hopper. But I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. Room 2, that's where I'm staying. All right. So here we are at room 2, it's called. That's not my room number, that's literally the name of this little hotel. Really cool. Very good price too. Look at that. And they even had my room ready like 4 hours early. So I guess over there is the park and the boat dock. So yeah. Little kitchen with a toaster. Man, look at this. Looks great. So when I was at the... I'm just gonna call it the Titanic Museum. I keep forgetting the name of it. The Seagate Nautical something. Anyway, everybody's obviously this is their jam, you know. Southampton. I mean, this is a big deal here. So like, everybody's got like maps, and then it's you know the thing in a tourist place, but they're also really enthusiastic about some of the sites. So here's one right in front of me. I'm going to show you here. It's the Southwestern House, all right? And this was a hotel that housed all the first class families before the Titanic left. So I guess Astor and, you know, that whole crew stayed here in the nights before they left on the Titanic. So this is a pretty famous building here. I'm gonna go down the street here because there's a couple of places of note here as it relates to the Titanic. So let's see if we can find them. Okay, so on this street we have a couple of things here. Now this is a casino now, but this white building over here, this was the train station that everyone came in from London. You can see it's the original, well, you can see kind of the carport here. You can see those, let me see if I can zoom in. Now all that is original structure from the original train station, you know, 113 years ago. Look at this little street though, huh? Side note, look how cool this is. Dang, what a cool, that is a cool looking pub right there. Really cool looking pub. Wow.
Hi everyone.
What's so Southampton's claim to fame, we have obviously the millions of people that were loaded here in D-Day, a huge deal. The Titanic.
It was once known as the gateway to the world.
I believe it,
because when
jump
you
out
had,
to the channel.
When you had the docks all here,
Yeah.
as the old saying would go, you could not see the sky for ships. They were just sometimes threefold from the berth in the dock.
I thought you meant maybe from the fog.
No,
They almost, we had to do a go around
Sometimes-
this morning. They couldn't land here.
Sometimes the docks would be so busy that you would have one ship line against another, and they'd have to use planes to get over to all the way to get to the dock.
And did they?
That busy.
No, they didn't use just that rail station for that, did they? They must have had a
but-
larger.
well, the main station was right in the town centre. Southampton Central was built in the 30s.
It's always cool when you meet a local celebrity like that, huh? That guy was a trip. If you're watching, thanks for stopping. Love to see people who take pride in their hometown, you know, and are interested in imparting some of the history on perfect strangers. You know, he could clearly see I was taking an interest in the structure, and he was sharing a story, and forgive me, I forget, but one famous character had met an untimely demise across the street from that pub. That's how we started talking before I was videoing, but I was taking these pictures of that very cool bar, and him and his wife came up and started talking to me. And I just love that. I love when people take such pride. Hello. I love when people take pride in their hometown like that. That's really neat. I have no idea how I'm gonna get across this street ever. Should be interesting. Yeah, look at this down here. This looks really cool. Nice area. Might have to work my way back here. I love British post boxes. Look at this. Oh, come on. Who we got? Nice. Man, I wish I had something to mail so bad. They're so fun. We're gonna go try and find the old White Star Line building. Definitely getting busier right now, I can tell ya. What time we got here? 4 o'clock. Hey-oh! Everybody knows me. Everybody knows me here. This is the original train station. This is the original metalwork. So if you arrived for the Titanic, you can definitely see how this would have worked. You would have gotten off the train here. The quest continues. Let's see if we can find it. And if not, I'll give up. Oh, you know what? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Yes, that's it. I'm almost positive that's it right there. So, yep, that's it. This building right here was the White Star Line office. So there are some newspaper articles with pictures showing everybody waiting here to find out if their loved ones died. So this is where people were lined up to see, to get the telegrams from New York, or the telegraph, excuse me. So there's a nice little piece of history. It's funny because, like I said, I'm embarrassed that I didn't think about, as I said, I'm a little embarrassed because I didn't immediately think about Southampton as the place the Titanic left from. And part of that is because, especially in the United States, well, not just there, everywhere, you know, anywhere that had like a brother's, nephew's, cousin's, roommate, you know, that had anything to do with it, and there'll be a gift shop, you know, middle America, there'll be a gift shop for Titanic, you know what I mean? So I guess I've just become a little immune to it. Look at what I found, you guys. Check this out. Look at this. No way. Come on. Look. Come on. It's the freaking UK phone booth. It's not as cool as the police box, because obviously that's a time travel device. But, man, that's a classic. That's a classic. Alrighty. Went back, charged up, refreshed a little bit. And I'm gonna go get some fish and chips at the Red Lion Pub. That was one of what that couple I ran into thought. That's pretty good, pretty serviceable. And looks like the reviews online agree. It's like, I don't know, 4.6 or something. Which, you know, it's hard to do better than that in the sub $20 range. And, you know, fish and chips, I mean, I don't want to say you can't screw it up, but I'm looking forward to it. It looked like the real deal when I walked by it earlier, so we shall see. All right, here's the place, the Red Lion Pub. Yeah, it looks the part, doesn't it? This place is really cool looking, by the way. Look at this place, huh? It's very cool. All right. I'm up here with all my friends in a table for two. Just went with, I mean, you gotta go with the fish and chips, right? I mean, come on. So it's pretty neat though. I mean, look at it. I like the decor. The nights are a nice touch too. Fun fact, I grew up in the bar business. I even owned my own for a long time actually. You gotta love this. There's one bartender down there, and I'm pretty sure she's doing everything except the cooking. There's probably one person in the back, but she's running all the food and everything. Man, wish I had about three people like her when I owned my own place. I mean, that's tough. If you're watching this and you've ever, been a bartender like on a lunch or something, when you're responsible for the bar area, you got to be the server and the bartender, obviously. But then you still got to make all the drinks for the restaurant stuff. She's playing hostess, server, bartender, runner. And there's like 50 people in here. I mean, she's doing good. And people aren't exactly nursing their drinks here either, so. Look at that, baby. Look at that's like, here's my hand size. Look how big that fish is. Got some kind of kraut. I don't know what, like coleslaw. We got oil, salt, pepper, mayo. Yeah. Let's dig into that. All right, let's see what we got here. Start. Ooh, French fries, nice and hot. Ooh. Oh yeah, flavors there. Now the peas, that's an interesting one. The peas, let's give them a swing. They're peas. No, the fish though. I mean, this batter is crazy. Now remember, fish and chips in the UK oftentimes has skin on one side, right? You gotta investigate first. I think that's the case here. So, beware. You might have... oh yeah, you get the skin on one side, so... but you just eat the whole thing anyway. Just watch out for bones. Alright, let's check this out. Oh. Oh yeah. We got brown sauce. I don't know if I know what that is. Brown sauce. Y'all ever had brown sauce? Look at that. Brown sauce. I'm thinking maybe like A1 or something. Let's check it out. Thicker. It's like a barbecue, basically. It's kind of like a barbecue, but with a more like a Worcestershire kind of thing going on. Not as sweet. I do think like it's hard to beat tartar. It's hard to beat tartar sauce, man. I know they don't do it here, but it's hard to beat tartar sauce. Come on now. Whoever starts the first perforated mayonnaise packet company in the UK is going to make $1 million. Oh, there's my dark arts bar. Escape room Alchemical bar. What a just a freaking amazing place. Wow. This is amazing. Look at this. Wow. I mean, look at the theming here. They did a great job. Look at that. Wow. What a cool place this is. What a cool place. I am not disappointed. I'm so glad I came in here. I mean, really cool.
It's a bit.
Really cool.
It's one of those things where if something comes
You got your ceremonial cloaks over here too.
and also they're download 2013. I've never seen a worse performance.
Look at that. And then here's the menu. Look at this. Just so well done. Fantastic. Well, I better find my alchemical potion here.
Yeah, that sounds a lot of musicians I know.
It's got to be the best fake fire I've ever seen. This is positively just an amazing place. The Dark Arts Bar, Potions Bar, and Escape Room. Oh, incredible. Incredible. Like the theming of it is just absolutely incredible.
I have one zesty goblin.
Oh my goodness.
My personal favorite.
Look at
Hope
that.
you enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Look at that.
Now, is there
Thirsty goblin. Come on. This is incredible. If you're in Southampton and you're at all, into like Harry Potter or escape rooms or Dungeons and Dragons, you have got to go to this place. Well, the Dark Arts Potion Bar, Southampton, truly one of the most unique and wonderful places I've ever been. Good morning. Today's the day. It's actually looking a little bit nicer outside today. Maybe you can't tell from here, but wow, when I got up, like an hour ago, it was raining. Thankfully, by the time I got outside, it had cleared up. But a little chilly, but the sun's just starting, I don't want to jinx it. The sun's just starting to peek out a little bit. I've got about an hour or so before I got to head to the terminal. I think I'm going to try and get there a little early. Hopefully, they let me in maybe a little early. I booked the first available time. I think 12 was the first. There wasn't anything before that. And so I'm hoping if I get there like 11 or a little bit after, maybe I can get on early. No one's disembarking today. So, hey, here's hoping. Just went down to the high street. Got myself a cinnamon roll and a cup of coffee and went to the bookstore. Got a little Neuromancer. I have always wanted to read this book. So I thought, you know what? Just in case I end up with a little bit of time, might be a nice read for the trip, but I can't, it's exciting. I'm very excited. Let me see if I can show you outside here. Yeah, so the sun's just peeking out. The high street was coming to life with deliveries and whatnot when I was down there. Most stuff doesn't open until 10, but a couple coffee shops and things already open at 9, so. But yeah, excitement. So I gotta pack up all this stuff and get my gear all ready to roll. Oh man, I slept great. I slept great. Of course, it's like, I don't know what, at 1 a.m. my body clock's used to, but I think the good move yesterday was to just stay awake. I wanted to get to the hotel and just crash because I only slept an hour on the plane, but I stayed up till like 11:30, and I think that was probably the move because, you know, I'm only here for 2 days, so my clock's not gonna really reset. So I'm feeling good now. It feels normal today. I don't feel jet lagged, so it's really exciting. It's such a good feeling. I love when you're in a new place, especially a new country in the morning, just to go walk, you know, as people are getting ready to do their normal day and go get coffee and check out the newsstand. I love that. Just to kind of see what it's really like in a place. In Southampton, I really enjoyed myself here. This has been fun. I would definitely come back here. But I got to get to work. Super exciting. And it's Embarkation Day, baby. Oh my gosh, the day's finally come. It's like the most exciting day in travel, isn't it? Embarkation Day. Well, it is a beautiful 52-degree morning here in Southampton. I'm just waiting for my Uber, but the sun is out. A little windy, but you know, considering the way it looked this morning, I'm optimistic about this. All right, you have a good one. Take care now. All right, here we are. So we just got through security, and on our way there, while we were waiting in line, this gal came through and handed us each piece of paper, and it was a bombshell. My goodness, everyone. Look at what they handed us in line here. You see this? We are not going to Boston anymore. In fact, we are going to New York 4 days later because of a storm. Well, isn't that just an adventure? Oh my. Well, at least I don't have to go to that dinner I didn't want to go to with my wife. She's gonna kill me though. Oh, there she is, y'all.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Enjoy your cruise trip. This way, please.
Thank you. All right, great. How you doing?
Can I see your card, sir?
Yeah, are you gonna tell me where my muster station is?
Exactly. That's one
right.
level up inside the Aqua Theater. You're on level 6 now.
Okay, I already watched my little video and everything.
So you know already. So this is gonna be your master station, and later on they're gonna sound their emergency alarm. You don't have to come back as we already checked it.
Sir, good afternoon. Welcome
Hi.
to
Look at that. Tandoori oven, look at that.
Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you? Oof. All right. Finally get to sit down. There's a lot going on. Beautiful ship, but chaos. So that has to have been the craziest, like, I don't even know how to explain it. For me, it was only mildly crazy, but for some people, I watched them go from, yay, we're traveling on the Aqua, to dreams crushed in like 1 minute. While we were in line, they came out and passed out just a piece of paper, just casually, like, here you go. There's been a change in itinerary. Well, that's interesting considering, you know, we're just going from point A to point B. You know, what could this change in itinerary be? And as you read on, you flip the page over, and we're going to New York City. Not only that, but we are arriving there on Monday, April 7th. So, as opposed to Boston on Friday, April 4th. So, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are now C days, and we're going to get into New York City real early on Monday. So some people who had planned like back-to-back cruises, not on this ship, but had other ships, you know, departing within a day or two of this, they had some really hard choices to make. They had a desk set up, like a temporary desk set up for cancellations, and there was quite a few people there, and I'm really sorry for them because a lot of people had to cancel for different reasons. And yeah, that's tough. For me, I had to right away find a flight, which wasn't great. It's going to cost me like $200 more, and I have to eat my non-refundable flight. Now, NCL has said that they will reimburse you up to $300 for your flight cancellation if you didn't book with them, which, to be honest, this might be one of the rare times where it's actually would have been helpful. But I'm going to have to submit some stuff, or I don't even know, to get reimbursed for my non-refundable flight from Boston. Right now, the guest services desk is the most insane line I've ever seen on any cruise ship ever. It is unfathomable how long that line is. So I'm going to wait till about midnight, and then I'll go talk to him. It's crazy. Okay, say hello.
Hi.
We have John.
John, yeah.
John, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
When did you find out about the ship going to New York? Because we just found out literally while we were in line, they just handed us this paper. When did the crew find out?
This morning, I was taking a shower, and then suddenly I heard the news that we're going to New York, so...
and by the way, it's 3 days later or whatever, 4 days later.
Yeah.
So 10 sea days?
10 sea days, yes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Ooh, sriracha. Oh, look at all this. This looks... Oh yeah. We got some noodles. I might have to do that. Let's look at everything though. Wow, okay. Singapore street noodles. Those Don Don noodles look really good. This plantaria is all vegetarian. I mean, that looks okay, I guess. Texas looks the least interesting. Oh, I bet this is great. I saw the big kitchen back there. I bet this is really good as well. All right, Dan Dan noodles. First bit of pakora. We got to try this out. Hold on.
So much fun.
All right, we are underway. See you in Southampton. Actually, I guess it'll be 10 days till I see terra firma again. That's kind of terrifying. Got a real good deal on this. Just a fixer-upper. So that's going to be our new project. The realtor said it's got real good bones. So, thinking about moving out here. We're going to do an Airbnb. It was a festive mood as we pulled away. Smiles, jokes, dancing. But then, the weight of the journey ahead hit me. There was Berth 44. It's concrete and steel. But even after 113 years, she still carries the memory of the day Titanic slipped away from her. As I watched the shoreline pass, I thought about Southampton, city of beginnings, a city for dreamers. It's where people left behind the familiar to chase something else. For many, it was the beginning of a dream. Some realized it, others didn't. But all of them, everyone who made it this far, had the courage to begin. Like all good journeys, something is often revealed. I wondered, what will this journey reveal about me? But for now, the future remains a mystery.